Okay, let's try this one more time. Hello, everybody. Welcome and happy Friday. Greetings to you from somewhere in Missouri, actually. I'm really tired, so we're gonna make this kind of short today. I hope you guys realize that I knocked the phone on the other one and come to this chat. What can I tell you? It's been a long day. And here's the thing. This morning I saw the weather forecast, and I kind of freaked out because I saw that the hurricane was going straight, almost straight to Miami, and now I just watched the 5 p.m. Report, and it looks much more promising. So there you go. Christopher Olsen from Sweden, Rafael Schubert, hello everybody, John P, Robert Manley, so confused, LOL. Yeah, I'm kind of confused too. Carlos and Marie Souza, hello there, hi from Ackworth, Georgia. I have a family there, actually. Angela Davis, happy Friday. Good. You're far from Miami, Florida. You get to dodge Hurricane Dorian. Actually, this morning I was making a beeline back to Miami, Florida, so I could be there for the hurricane and be there with the family, because my mom, Ely, Brian, everybody's down there, and our home is safe. We are 10 miles away from the ocean, so there's no chance of storm surge. And Miritini would have been protected, but I would like to be there because power is gonna go out, maybe not anymore now. The 5 p.m. forecast looks very promising, so promising for Miami. I'm really sorry for this Traveler and Lucky Dog Productions, and it looks like it's gonna there you go, this Traveler. Just talk about you. It looks like the hurricane is going to get you. Greetings to all. Robert is changing plans and cutting his trip short to head back to be with family. And he's approaching the hurricane. Currently, Robert is most likely driving. We'll be live soon. Well, I'm live. And actually, it depends. It all depends on tomorrow's 5 a.m. Advisory. If the hurricane goes back south, like in the cone, in the trajectory, I'm heading back to Florida. If it shifts north, like north of Cape Canaveral or at least Palm Beach, if Miami is out of the cone of uncertainty, what's the probability? Uncertainty. I'm kind of tired. I'm going back north. I'm resuming the plan towards Milwaukee and then up the Upper Peninsula, and then eventually to Ohio for our meetup in Columbus, Ohio, at North High Brewery. Which Jim, by the way, the Pelican Head Jim is doing a great job up there, getting all that together, organizing coordinating with the brewery and the local vendors and all that good stuff. It's really cool. Paul Falsey, hey, from Hurricane and Pelican Country. Oh, Paul Falsey, man, it looks like the hurricane might be going to your area as well. Paul Falsey also is in the Daytona Beach general area, same as Lucky Dog. And I know you made a beeline back to Florida to get everything together, and that's what I was kind of doing. At least my thinking was get far south enough so you can make a one-day run back to Miami if you really need to. And from where I am, it's a little more than a one-day run, but it's close. It's close enough. If you head back, no traffic going south. Yeah, I know. Nah. So that's the plan. Hello from Cocoa, Florida, waiting for Dorian. Yeah, and if Dorian, whatever it makes landfall, is going to be pretty bad. If it does make landfall, now they're even saying that it may not. It might not. So who knows? These things are so unpredictable, and with all the science and technology that we have to predict stuff, hurricanes are still sometimes they kind of have a mind of their own. Let me start reading some comments here. Geir Christensen, hello from Trondheim in Norway. I pray for your family's safety. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And that's why I like the Smoky Mountains. I like the Smoky Mountains too, but I've seen so many great places, and I kind of like the Midwest, guys. The Midwest is really, really nice. And I was just in Minneapolis yesterday. Very nice city. And before then, I went to the Capitol. I went to the Capitol in Minneapolis, in St. Paul. Beautiful building with a lot of symbolism. They have a great tour. It's almost an hour. I almost overran my parking meter. And then I went also to the Iowa Capitol in Des Moines, and that building looks like a European palace outside and inside. It's incredible. And anyways, that's what we're here. I'm here to read your comments, so let's do a little bit of that. Not looking good for Jacksonville. Yeah, I haven't looked in depth into this latest advisory by the National Hurricane Center, and let me look it up real quick here, because sometimes I like to think of myself as a hurricane aficionado sometimes, if you believe it or not. I like this meteorology kind of thing. Don't go away, I'm just changing sources here real quick. And here's Hurricane Dorian, and here's the forecast. And this is my slow internet acting up. Oh no, here it is. As you can see, it's shifted north. It's almost gonna enter through central Florida, and earlier in the earlier forecast, it was going to enter like through Palm Beach, which is, to be honest, too close for comfort for those of us in Miami. Here, the computer models. Before, there was one computer model that put it going through Miami. Now these computer models are putting it either making landfall or just hugging the coast of Florida, going north. So it's looking good for Miami. Unfortunately, not looking so great to our friends in central and northern Florida, especially on the East Coast. Even though you're going to get the weak side of the storm, if it doesn't make landfall, you're going to get the weak side of the storm. But still, it's I really hope this thing goes out into the ocean and doesn't affect anybody really. IPA, Simon Knight, glad you asked. I don't have anything too fancy or too local. Today we're rocking some Goose Island, because that's all I could find the other day. Let me get my bottle opener real quick. Hey Max McLear, thank you so much for that super chat. And the Lucky Dog Productions, hey Lucky Dog, good luck, man, with the hurricane coming your way, and we'll feel the winds of the storms. Yeah, will. Jaime Lozano. Hopefully the hurricane won't do significant damage to my home state. Pray for your safety. Thank you. West Palm by the water. And of course, anywhere in the coast, this storm surge is going to be pretty bad. But, you know, have you ever been in a fight? Yes, as a matter of fact, I have. Jackie Trujillo, hey Robert, hope you're safe from the hurricane. Is Key West, Florida affected? I don't think it's Key West is gonna feel anything. I think if anything north of Miami, going north, Palm Beach, it's gonna be gradually more and more affected. But who knows? I think it's gonna go out into the ocean, and well, if it goes into the Carolinas, then our friends in South Carolina and North Carolina are gonna. I really hope it goes into like the Bermudas. Hi Jim, if Robert is able to stay on course, the Ohio meetup will be at 6 p.m. Sunday. There you go. Thank you for that info. Ohio meetup Sunday 6 p.m. North High Brewery. Please let Robert know on his friend's page if you plan to attend. Open to everyone. And I have forgotten, but I am going to create a whatchamacallit, an event for the occasion. Maybe tonight I'll do that. All right, let me reset this. CLT, hello there, putting shutters up now, taking a break to say hi. Luckily, CLT, I don't think Miami is gonna get the brunt of this thing, but you never know. By the way, cheers, good beer. By the way, tomorrow when I wake up at 6 p.m. at 6 a.m. I'm gonna look at the 5 a.m. advisory, and depends where this thing is going. I'm either gonna make a beeline for Miami, or make a beeline north towards Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Linda the Hermit, I hope you're fine in Miami. I have friends in Central Florida. I'm worried for them. Central Florida is probably gonna be fine. It's inland enough, and at least they don't get storm surge. It would be wind damage at the most. Rebel Forever. Hi Robert, thank you for all the great videos. They helped me out a lot on my last 4-week trip, road trip. Through Iowa was pretty boring, but South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas were awesome. Definitely, and I didn't find Iowa all that boring, but yeah, it's farmland and more rolling hills in the area that I traveled. Anyways, more rolling hills than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be flat like Florida, but it's very green. It's very green, beautiful, a lot of farmland. And I went actually to visit some of the bridges of Madison County. Remember that movie with Clint Eastwood and what's her face? I'm tired. Meryl Streep. This traveler waking up at 6 p.m. Oh my, yeah, right. You know me. Lucky Dog Productions moderator. Hello there. Jim, we'll have prize for the meetup for the person that travels the furthest to attend. The CD from Robert and a T-shirt from North High and a certificate for a pizza. All right, Roberto Foradini, thank you so much for that super chat. Hi, Robert, nice to see you again. Everything fine? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I did make a change of plans, and I'm not gonna go to Engels Inlet up in Minnesota or North Dakota for that matter. So there's gonna be a gaping hole in the middle, from the far north in my map until spring, for sure. But yeah, North Dakota. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the lower 48. But I'm 48 anymore. I don't think so. Anyways, Renee Slavinsky. Hi Robert, I follow you from Quebec, Canada. Hello, Canada. And Quebec is one province that I really, really wish that I can see again at some point in the future. How many hurricanes did you experience? It depends. Landfall, like the full brunt of a landfall, I have never experienced. The closest to that, probably Andrew. And after that, I've experienced probably 6 or 7, but not a landfall like catastrophic. Power goes out for a couple of days, and it's inconvenient to drive around the city, and they have curfews and that kind of thing. But nothing more than that. When are you releasing a new video? No rush. Enjoy them lots. I know, Neftali Aponte. If I have time tomorrow, I'm gonna film the 5 year anniversary of Minitini, because it is actually the Minitini's birthday tomorrow. It will be probably 5 years that we signed on the dotted line, and but I really haven't had time to start the new series. But if not this weekend, next is Sunday for sure. You're gonna get the first video of the current trip. I am gonna do my best to edit some tonight, and then throughout the week. No, I didn't. Jay Barrett, I didn't make none of the falls. It's really been one of those very, very fast-paced road trips, and that's why I kind of changed my plan, and I'm not gonna rush as much anymore. The only rush, if you can call it rush, is to be in Ohio for the meetup and to hang out with Jim and his wife Barb Forey and his family for a couple of days there in Ohio. But other than that, I've seen one important thing in each state pretty much, and that's all I was hoping for on this trip. And what I'm gonna do is come back. I want to do a Midwest series in the spring, or maybe next fall. Probably, hopefully spring, because I have really enjoyed visiting the Midwest. I really like. I mean, the countryside, of course, is farmland for the most part, but the cities are kind of nice, and they're kind of undiscovered, and nobody ever talks about Omaha. And I really liked Omaha. And there you go. Let me read some of your comments. You mean the human went through hurricanes? What? Where in Ohio are you? I'm not in Ohio right now. I'm in Missouri, but I'm going to be in Ohio next weekend. We're going to have the meetup in Columbus, of course, and I'm going to enter through Toledo. Probably enter through Toledo there coming from Michigan, and I really wanted to go to Put-in Bay, the Key West of the North, but we'll see. Max McLear, as a lifelong Floridian, I must have gone through 20 hurricanes. The last was Wilma in 2005. Yeah, Wilma was pretty bad. In Miami, Wilma was pretty bad. Hi, Rafa Calleja. Hi, Robert. Are you going home due to the hurricane? Where are you gonna put the RV there? Well, I have if I were to go home, if I see that the hurricane is really going to Miami, which I'll make that decision tomorrow morning. I do have that driveway. It's very narrow driveway. You have like half a foot on each side, and the RV fits so snug in there that anything short of an Andrew, I think it's gonna survive. CLT went through Andrew as a small kid, and it left a mark for sure. Tap channel. Hi guys, always good time to on Friday for a beer. Hi. And Mr. Robato, I experienced Hurricane Hugo when I was in the Navy, destroyed my apartment in Goose Creek, South Carolina. Rose Newell, hi Robert, the news reporting gas outages all over the state. Yes, Illy actually was able to fill up today, and she went to Publix, whatever was left at Publix she bought, I think. But there were long lines and at the few gas stations that had gas in Miami, yeah. This always happens when there's a hurricane, even if the hurricane is going to be 100 miles away. People go crazy, and don't go crazy. Some of it is like good preparedness. You should fill up your tank and this and that. But it's like everybody does it at the same time, and then you have gas shortages and the non-perishable goods section of Publix or whatever supermarket, it's empty. Well, you've seen my video of what was the last hurricane that went through Miami? Was it Irma that threatened Miami anyway? JS MRGA, what? Just Mr. Jen. You've mentioned that you have thought about camper van or truck bed camper. I'm in the same debate. Why do you want to change from a trailer? I really dislike hitching and unhitching. And if I want to stop on a whim at a certain place at a city, I've been able to, by the way. I parked Minitini in a couple of cities along the way, but I want to be able to just park and get off. Of course, there's that other inconvenience. If you want to set up camp at a campground, then it is inconvenient to have just one vehicle because with Minitini and the truck, you can just unhitch and go explore the area. But the idea is with a camper van would be more like boondocking. Going from place to place and just finding a place to stealth camp or dry camp for the night near where you are. Oh man, this chat. Alright, let me do this real quick here. Do you think the breadbasket of the country gets overlooked as a travel destination? Definitely. Definitely. I mean, it depends what you want, but what you want to see. But I think it does get overlooked, and I'm going to make a point. I mean, I might get 500 views from those videos, and if I do, well, people don't care about the Midwest. Fine, but I'm gonna do it because I want to, and yeah, I think it's an area of the country that the flyover country has a lot to offer, and there are some very interesting and important landmarks, and it kind of is far away from one to the next, and that's another problem. Anchorage, Alaska. Can you say hi to my husband Terry? I like your new song. Hi Terry. Hey Terry. And Robert, my fiance, is asking, Robert Forever, have you ever been to Russia? If not, he suggests St. Petersburg, Venice of the North. Yes, I have not been to Russia, not yet, but I do want to go. And I was tempted to go when I visited Helsinki last spring, but there's only so much time you have. But yeah, Russia definitely. In fact, maybe in many ways because of the fact that I grew up with a very strong Russian culture influence as I grew up in Cuba in the 80s. It was not only our cars and our buses made in Russia. It was or my TV or it was the movies, the cartoons, a lot of stuff that I remember from childhood that came from Russia. So definitely, I would love to visit at some point. Have you visited Cape May in New Jersey? Not yet, but I do want to visit. And my friend from Philadelphia, Rob Nestori, he really recommended that place. He mentioned it 50,000 times when I was there in Philadelphia. So definitely. I can't wait for Robert to return to my state of Arizona. Max McLear. Yeah, I want to return too, but I don't know. It might be a while. I mean, it's not in the plans. It's in the plans, of course, at some point, but maybe 2020, 2021. But I love Arizona, as you know. Have you been to Fort Wayne, Indiana? No, although I'm going to be pretty close. John Hazelton, you always happy, way to go, thank you. And Dennis XRP Watts, can you put out a list of your favorite RV parks in all states with everything included in the parks, water, electric pools, and convenience shops? Definitely, I could. At some point, I'm going to have time to do that. And definitely, I'll do that. Hey, Red Jaguar, you still a distance out. Do you think you're going to make it to Hershey in time? Definitely. Unless... No, even if this hurricane hits South Florida, I'll be there by Wednesday for sure. I'll be by the following Wednesday. I can always make a 2-day drive if worse came to worse. I live in an area that I think the aftermath wouldn't last more than 3 or 4 or a week at the most. So we should be good. Hi Bernadette from New Zealand. And the bikes, boats, and bivouacs. Hey Scott, long time no see. And Mr. Red Jaguar, Mr. Library Diva, hello there. Paul Falsey, gas is not available in Daytona. Yeah, it's probably at this time in the day now. It's probably scarce everywhere. It's gonna be hard to find gasoline anywhere. Luckily, when I'm on the road, I travel with a 5-gallon jug for the generator, so that in an emergency that could be used for the truck too. Max McLear, most get their hurricane kits filled in June. Hurricane kit? What's a hurricane kit? Yeah, we are not. At least us Cubans, we're not famous for hurricane kits or preparing all that much. You going to Michigan soon? Yes, I am. If it all depends on the hurricane, on Dorian, but if Dorian behaves and goes north and continues going north, I'm going to be in Michigan in what, 3 days. I'm gonna start by the Upper Peninsula and work my way east and then south. I saw someone in Traveling Robin and friends say that they are in a travel trailer and asking how to hunker down. They shouldn't hunker down, in that they should shelter if anything. If you can leave, I would leave. Other than that, my suggestion: make it as heavy as possible. Fill all the tanks so it doesn't blow away. I mean, if it's really bad, there's nothing you can do. You're gonna lose your trailer. If you get a landfall of a heavy Category 3 hurricane and you are near the water, there's nothing that can save you. But people who own boats, they do some tie downs to the ground, and they put stakes on the concrete, and I don't see why that wouldn't help on a trailer as well. So that's an idea. Robert, well, will you be moving to North Georgia? There are no immediate plans, not even midterm plans, so I don't know. Greetings, Robert, bet you're glad you're not in Miami right now. Feel bad for the folks there. Actually, I wish I was in Miami being able to help and, preparing the property. And, it's sometimes hunkering down for a hurricane, it's better as a communal event, the whole family, together. We live in an area where there's no need to evacuate. We live 10 miles from the ocean. So, Rich Family TV, hey Robert, sorry I missed it, but what are your plans real quick? Well, my plans depend on our friend Dorian there off the coast of Florida. If Dorian decides to make a move for South Florida tomorrow, as it looks right now, it's not going to happen, but they're really bad at predicting these things. So if he goes to South Florida, I'm heading to South Florida. I'm going to go there and make sure that I'm there with the family to get everything ready for the hurricane and the aftermath, which in our case, generally speaking, is worse than the actual hurricane because of where we are. But if tomorrow the hurricane looks like it's going your way to Jacksonville, Florida, I'm going back north to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and then down to Ohio for the meetup, and then to the RV show in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and then back to Miami. Lucky Dog filled the road truck full of gas, filled the water tanks, emptied the holding tank. Solar is working good, and generator is working good, so we could live in it if the hurricane damages the house. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking too. If I could protect Minitini in a way, Minitini is like the lifeboat. We have a propane stove, because nobody in Miami has propane gas in their home. It's electric, so very few people do. But for the most part, people use electric. So if the power goes out in the house, we don't even have a way to cook food. So yeah. Greetings all. Robert is changing plans. Okay, there you go. That's the this travel update. Are you planning to visit North Dakota anytime soon? That's the one state that is going to remain empty in the middle, because I was going to today. Today was the North Dakota day. I was going to do this from Fargo probably, and then I was going to keep going north to the place where they do the beet harvest, and from there I was going to go to the northernmost point in the lower 48. But Lucky Dog, enjoyed when you said you were in the geographical center of the continental U.S., Lebanon, Texas. That was a question in the movie, the computer wore tennis shoes. Cool. Got it. Call me if plans change. Klaus Witt, hola Roberto. We're returning from Las Vegas. So cool, man. And hitting the beach town of the California coast, enjoying your broadcast. Thank you so much. And it was, again, great to meet you and your wife back in Petaluma. Grand Canyon, the place to see from inside the park, and camping inside is reasonable also. Yes, I do agree. And I as part of this trip, I did visit the North Rim of the Grand Canyon, and I do recommend that everybody visit the North Rim as well as the South Rim, which is the more famous one. And Max McLear, one thing I'd like to know about Miami Rubber. Have you experienced the traffic flow change on the 836 near 27th Avenue? The traffic goes different lanes depending on the time of the day. No. The last time I was there, it was still normal. They keep doing things to 836 and the Palmetto and everything in Miami, and I don't think anything is going to solve the problem. They just throwing away money. They change the interchanges from this way to this way. Anyways, changing the subject. TRC Tony. You share your surroundings so well with that information. Thank you so much, and watch each video multiple times. That's great. Thank you so much for that. And Peter Brill, are you nervous if the storm stays north south and goes across Miami? And what about your wife? What's she gonna do? Well, that's why I'm monitoring. And if it decides to go south, I'm heading that way. But by tomorrow morning, I think we're gonna have a pretty good idea of what this thing is gonna do. Hey, John Chalker from Waterbury, Connecticut, and Chester Cheetah, and Jim. Hit the like button, yay! Yeah, we're past 85,000 subscribers, and I feel really, really lucky. Thank you so much, Andrew and Monica, for that super chat. Looking forward to seeing you at Troig's in Hershey, provided the weather works out. Definitely, really looking forward to. We're gonna have 2 meetups like within the same week, one on Sunday and one on Thursday, and that's gonna be really, really cool. And Red Jaguar, you were in North Carolina last year when they called for the hurricane last year's. I think you were stuck in parking lot. Thank goodness they got you Big White. Yeah, I remember that. And I showed up in Hershey with Big White. It was around this same time of the year too. Did you say you're currently chatting from Missouri? Actually, yes, I am. I crossed a few states today. I was in Minneapolis, and I'm in Missouri now, and I might go back north tomorrow, or I might go south. Hey, we have 2 RPs here. In Ohio Meetup is at 6 p.m. Yes, everybody, remember Ohio Meetup, 6 p.m. Sunday, September 8th at North High Brewing. Pizza from Donato's. Details on Robert and Friends Facebook page. Yes, check out my Facebook page, and I'll make sure that I approve everybody today after we finish this video. Sometimes, it takes me a while. And Christian from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Hello there. And Ruth Lewis, Robert, perhaps you should run for mayor of Miami. I think you could do a good job, make Miami great again. Nah, I'm not touching that one. Miami mayor, that has to be like a tough job. And Camera Boucher from Jacksonville, hello there. And Chester Cheetah, what's your favorite type of food to eat when on the go? Well, it depends. Sometimes I try to eat like the local stuff. But like right now, I'm really tempted by a Cracker Barrel here nearby. I haven't had Cracker Barrel in a while, but I'll probably cook myself something. It depends. I really like to try something local if it's not too exotic. I'm not gonna eat bugs or anything like that. Um, but yeah, if I go to Canada, I'll have poutine. If I'm in the South, good fried chicken. It's always good. I hear in Iowa tenderloin was the thing to have, and I didn't. But next time I will. Ted in the house from Northern Kentucky. Hello there. And Dennis, you still playing music? We absolutely love your music on your channel. I'm not playing music. I'm gonna do a couple of private parties in December, but that's about it. Hey Robert, do you need a license to operate the drone? If you want to do it commercially, you do need to get it's a certification, and it's just a test that you have to pass. I did pass it. I'm certified pilot now. If you want to do it commercially, which means if you want to make money from it, and since in theory I make money from my YouTube videos, which contain certain scenes shot with the drone, I figured it would be a good idea to get it. Ben1313, I have to leave my vacation in Daytona Beach early due to hurricane. Currently driving on the boring road I-10. Oh, I-10. I know that road very well, and it's not fun. Actually, I prefer to do it at night because there's nothing to see. Say hello to Laurie in Indianapolis. Hello, Laurie in Indianapolis, and thank you so much for that super chat, Bob Burnett. H&M Adventure, someone who I also met at the Petaluma meetup. We've been enjoying your Instagram post. Great photos. Heidi and I are sending you and your family safe vibes. Thank you so much. And yeah, since I haven't been posting all the many current videos, I've been doing a lot of Instagram, and follow that if you wanna, stay in touch and know my whereabouts. Scandalous, 1998. I could see Robert being an undercover Miami Vice cop. You think, huh? Oh gosh, Kwang Nguyen. I've never been able to pronounce that last name. Robert, do you place plans to add more batteries and upgrades? Yes, definitely. My battery is really bad. In fact, I'm glad you asked because I have my inverter on, and I'm gonna have to turn it off because my battery is pretty much shot. The other day I brought it down to like 9 volts, so that battery is no good anymore. So as soon as the MacBook Pro battery here dies, I'm gonna have to cut the live stream short. And that's the first thing, the first upgrade I'm doing as soon as I get back to Florida. I'm still undecided between lithium or AGM. If I can get a lithium as a promotion, a company that wants to sell their batteries and send me a couple of batteries for free or substantially discounted, I will get lithium. Otherwise, it's AGM. I'm just a poor YouTuber. I cannot afford $1,000 per battery. And yes, I intend to put at least 200 amp hours, 400 ideally. Robert, do you have your t-shirts in 5XL? I don't know, Teespring. Check the Teespring website. They're the only. I don't really do the t-shirts myself. I go through Teespring and they ship them and all that. So I imagine they would have 5XL. I don't know. Hello from San Fran. Hello there, Andrew and Monica. What TPMS do you use and do you like it? I'm using right now the TST brand, and it's very, very reliable. By the way, full disclosure, they're a sponsor on technorv.com. So travelingrobert.com/technorv if you want to get it, and I get a commission. But I've also used Tire Minder in the past, and it's almost equally good. It was a little less reliable. It gave me false positives a couple of times, and I had to stop on the side of the road and make sure that my tire wasn't blown or anything like that. So this one is more of a rock solid performance, and I like it a little better. The Sky 13. Hi, did this latest road trip inspire any new songs? Safe travels. You bet. Yes, definitely. Quite a few new songs, and I really hope I can remember them when I get until I get back to Miami. I'm not gonna be composing anything else. Let's just face it. I'm not gonna have time. But yeah. What's for dinner? I'm gonna have a frozen fettuccine there that I might do. It's one of those. No, it's not the fettuccine, is it? I have either that or I can make spaghetti and meatballs. So I'll probably do this limited edition creamy chicken and noodles. There you go. From Voila. Yeah, nothing fancy tonight. GM Brusa, my son and daughter-in-law live in St. Petersburg, and they said the traffic there is a little more of a wait than normal. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people in Florida are evacuating, so I'm sure the turnpike north is going to be a nightmare. How many hours a day do you drive? Well, it depends. Today I drove 8. Today's been a long day, but normally 2 or 3 hours is the most that I prefer to drive. Christine Strange, no, Stange. I always call it Strange. I don't know why. Just sign down. Don't know where you are. If in Dorian's path, be careful. Definitely. What was the coldest state you were at during this trip? I think the coldest it got, it was somewhere in the mountains. Was it in Yosemite? Maybe it was when I went to Mount Whitney. There were a bunch of nights that were in the 40s for sure. Antonio Cognado, is that hurricane gonna hit your home in Florida? It doesn't look like it is now, but I'm keeping my eyes open. Tony and Tony, hello from Greece. Love your channel. Great job and beautiful places. IPA today is Goose Island, by the way. Mike Oxmall, Antonio Cognado, enjoy your video. So relaxing. Awesome. Thank you. The hurricane inspired him to do driving to the south. Yeah, today I was going to end up in Fargo or North Fork, North Dakota. But instead, I decided to go south just in case I have to make a beeline to South Florida. Hey, I was wondering, does your refrigerator running electric and propane? Mine runs on propane. This one runs on both, and it switches automatically. So it's like, it's actually a nice refrigerator. In tropical hot temps, what is better, compression or absorption? Which one do you prefer? Well, on an RV, I prefer absorption because it works on propane and all that, and I don't have a whole lot of batteries, but it does not cool as much as or as quickly as a compressor refrigerator would. So if you have unlimited power or good power, good enough batteries and solar, the compression might be better. How much closer to Ohio, Cleveland area? I'm going to do the meetup in Columbus. I don't know if I'm going to visit Cleveland this time around. Hi, Lourdes from Tampa. Yosemite is fresh. Yeah, Yosemite was very nice. I really enjoyed also Yellowstone. I didn't think I was going to enjoy Yellowstone as much as I did. And the Tetons, of course, were amazing. And then it's being pretty much a non-stop trip coming back east. I mean, I did see Mount Rushmore and Devil's Tower, and I wanted to see a lot more. I saw what's it called, the Badlands. The Badlands, they were great. I guess I was already jaded from seeing all that beauty. I didn't think it was like great, but it was great. Also, I visited at it was high noon, and it was kind of cloudy, so the light wasn't there to like accent all those rock formations, the way that you see the textures. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I really liked it. Although I only did a drive through, I didn't stay like other YouTubers who have been there recently. Where are you a big gym country boy? Next, I'm headed. I don't know. I don't know. Depending on the hurricane, but most likely I'm heading back north towards Wisconsin and Michigan. The Inspire. How many hours do you spend in post-production per hour of video shown on YouTube? Your videos are outstanding and inspirational. I figured it's between half an hour to an hour per minute that you see online. I mean, some of them can be faster, but after all, it's said and done, and color correction and audio enhancement, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so this and that, and it could be an hour. It could be up to an hour per minute on screen. So a 40-minute video is a 40-hour week, basically. Would you ever go full nomad and live in the RV? I don't know. I think I still want to have a base, but I will go. Well, this trip has been almost 3 months on the road, living in Minitini. So that's as full time as it gets. Do you still like your Truma AquaGo? Yes, it is an outstanding product, even though I should decalcify it at some point. And I have the cheap version, so not by choice. That's the only one they wanted to offer at La Mesa RV. So it's the one that you have to take it to a Truma dealer to decalcify it. So maybe I will in the near future here. Mine has a little throttle knob that can turn the propane pressure a little up to make the flame a little bigger. Mine actually colder on propane than an electric. You might want to look into that. I don't know. I don't know if mine has that that flame, but definitely on propane it doesn't cool as well as on electric. And even on electric, it doesn't cool as much as a compressor. And you have had a cable company install Wi-Fi on your trailer, or do you use Wi-Fi from other areas from your phone? No, I use what I have now is a wireless router. It's the Toggle Road Link. It's an antenna. It's a service, and you get an AT&T service prepaid for what is it, $360 a year? That's what I have, but I installed it myself. Lourdes Favela Green, Mr. Robert es una inspiración para mis suegros, han visto sus vídeos y ahora están preparando todo para vender sus cosas e irse a viajar en su RV. Bueno, felicidades a sus suegros. And Mike RP, greetings from Michigan. Well, greetings from, I don't even know where I am. Hey Robert, Paul Foss, it is time for us to head north, so I guess I'll wish you good luck if you're headed south, and we'll see you on the other side of this hurricane. Everybody out there stay safe. Yes, Paul. Oh, so you're leaving, Paul. Okay, good. Good for you, and you just came down to put the hurricane shutters, huh? Where is your favorite place you have stayed in the USA? Oh, there are so many. I don't know. Destin is still special in my memory because we were camped right there across from the Gulf of Mexico, and it was our first long road trip with the trailer. So Rebecca Hernandez, sorry, so late shopping for hurricane. Thanks again for all your videos, and hope everyone is in the family is ready. Yeah. And I hope you found everything, if there was anything left at Publix. But what Paul Fossey has been Misbehaving? What? Robert Polk? What? Jim, how many batteries do you have now? One or two? I just have one, and it's pretty bad. In fact, I'm gonna have to turn on the truck a little bit to charge it so I can last all night. Have you heard of Nomadic Fanatic? I think you two could do a pretty good meetup. Well, we haven't coincided. Let's just put it that way. We've exchanged comments on YouTube. And we were very close to each other now in Washington, but if it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen. Next time you go to Maine, you should check out the southern coast beaches, and yeah, definitely at some point Maine. Yes, it's at this point. I just winding down this trip, and I'm really looking forward to going back to Miami. I'm gonna stay in South Florida for a few months, except for a quick trip to Alabama in November. I'm gonna stay in South Florida for a few months, just finishing editing all these videos that I have. I have like 6 terabytes of video. Please say hi to my 4-year-old. He loves watching your videos on Amazon Prime. He gets so excited when I read your comments. Well, hi, hello 4-year-old. My premature wear and axle problem. What and when caused this axle problem? I think it's a factory thing, but when I took it to La Mesa RV, they told me, "Oh, take it to a tire shop." Like they didn't want to take responsibility for it. And at the time, I didn't know, and I should have demanded a different response. But it is what it is. We'll get it fixed at some point. Joshua de la Cruz. Hi, Mr. Robert. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I like your personal song sample. Please free my RV. Thanks. You want a sample? Riding in my RV. More cooking episodes in Miami? Oh, maybe. I haven't been able to do too many cooking shows for this trip, by the way. My cooking has been sometimes a little utilitarian. I haven't been eating all that well, to be honest. And I've been eating out a little bit too, so. Red Jag, are you going to be editing for the next 2 years? I don't know that, but the years, but for sure I've got enough videos for the rest of the year. Probably well into January. You should consider still 6-volt Yaquang, and they're inexpensive and produce 220 amp hour. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. Actually, Russ Depre of the Depres, that has a YouTube channel, he recommended that I do that too. Jay Barrett, thank you so much for that super chat. I'm going to Banff, Alberta. Oh, I'm so jealous, man. I'm going to Banff next year, October 1st. Can you recommend the best places to see? I haven't been there, but there's Lake Louise. I hear it's beautiful in that area, and I really don't know. Hi, Rojas. Thank you so much for that super chat. 101. Daniel Boone, National Forest in Kentucky or Tennessee. Have you been there? No, not yet. I saw overlanders go there. Not yet, but there's so much to see. I'm never going to run out of material for this YouTube channel because there's so much to see, and I already have plans for next year. I have plans for like the next 3 or 4 years if I get to continue traveling. And yeah. Anyways, everybody, my battery is dying here, so I'm going to start wrapping this up. As always, I really appreciate that you are here every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, hanging out. And yeah, I'm what time is it now? How long have we been doing this, by the way? Oh, 54 minutes. Goodness gracious, and 288 of you watching right now. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. And if I could open the chat, that would be great. Hello, Mac. Whoa, what did... There we go. This thing. Oh, all of a sudden we have more comments. Will you make a video? Will you discuss the future or RVs, technology or maintenance? Yeah, we could do that. Johnson Canyon Walk. Cool. Maybe I definitely should. Da-da-da. All right, everybody. I could keep reading this for the next 2 hours, and the battery on this MacBook is going to die any moment now because it is an old MacBook, but it's the only one that works well with OBS. So thank you for watching, and see you on the road, and see you next Friday from Ohio, from somewhere in Ohio. Riding in my RV whenever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. Looking forward to that, Jim.